her little girl, and this latest attack putting a lot of moms, a lot of nannies here in the area on high alert. A violent attack, police say, at the hands of this woman. A mother pushing her 3-year-old daughter in a stroller, repeatedly stabbed Monday afternoon in downtown Brooklyn.
Wow, that's awful.
The mom was walking by the corner of J and Tillery Street around 3:30 when police say this woman began arguing with a 34-year-old mother. The suspect, who was wearing a blonde wig at the time, then threatened to hurt the victim's toddler. Police say the mother instinctively placed herself between the attacker and the stroller to protect her daughter.
You'd have to put your whole life in front of them.
Detectives say the woman pulled out a knife and stabbed the mother in the chest and the legs.
Scares the life out of me, and I don't know what I would do in that situation.
I will definitely steer clear, and if I see her, I know who to call.
Surveillance cameras captured the woman talking.
So, okay, hey black women. So I wanted to go over this news report. I want to point out that whenever the news does a story on supposed crime, when it concerns a black person, they always over-sensationalize the situation, right? Now, here in New York City, let me be very clear. If it was an issue with the black woman, they was clear to show you, right? But they didn't want to show the white woman who was involved in the incident as well, is because, not saying that the incident didn't happen, because we know it did, because it's on it, you know, a report was made. This is the thing. Well, that's not true either, because white women lie about people doing things to them every day. Here's the issue. Here in New York City, especially when she said on Tillery Street, right? That's downtown Brooklyn. It's very crowded there. The sidewalks are very small. So this woman was pushing a stroller. So she's pushing a stroller. She more than likely was trying to take up the whole fucking sidewalk, which is what they normally do down here, right? And then when you try to go one way, they, you know, they're white women. So they're always doing like all this unnecessary fucking passive aggressive bullshit to try to have all this unnecessary interaction with black women and just to unnecessarily antagonize black people to the point when black people want to beat their fucking ass. And they know this, so this is what they push for. So whatever happened, because if you listen to the report, it wasn't that the way they trying to make it sound, like the black women just for no fucking reason decided to, oh, I'm gonna stab the woman in the chest and the leg, and I'm gonna threaten her baby. That's not what happened. There was an altercation, so more than likely something happened for them to start arguing, and the black woman felt like, okay, so since you want to do something, I'm gonna do something to you, which is how we are. So and how they are is they think because they're white and this system is corruptly always waged to benefit them more than anyone else, they walk around like they're fucking above the law until they find that person that's really gonna break their ass up or send them to their maker to the point where the law will not be able to help them. They find out. So anyway, they do this down here. And so to the way that they made this story sound was as if this woman is just deliberately just trying to hurt this woman for no reason. If an argument first happened and then violence thereafter ensued, it was because more than likely and most definitely that white woman was being unnecessarily aggressive as well. And here's another reason why. I walk my dogs every morning, pretty much the same route, the same place. So where I walk them, there's a grass area, the mall, and a school for the retarded and the disabled. I don't give a shit about being politically correct. That is literally what they are. So anyway, there's, for whatever reason, some days more people come out from the school than others. Most times, if it's you know, the people that work there, the staff, they just go to mind their business. But it is always a problem when it is white women accompanied with Hispanic women, right? So today I'm walking the dogs and we came off the grass, so we're by the trees. So the dogs, you know how dogs are, they sniffing around trees or whatever. So I pull my pit bull closer to me, but Naya is still roaming about. So I'm on one side, let's say I'm on the far right side of the sidewalk, closest to the tree. and they're coming down the block on the same side I am on the left-hand side. But then what they do is they then spread across the entire fucking sidewalk, seeing me, knowing that I have to come down the street, and in addition to the fact that I have two big ass dogs, the white woman, right? What she does is she tries to get like arm's length close to me. Now, me, I'm funny. I'm a different type of breed. Because I study martial arts and I'm into like not fucking playing with people, I don't let people walk up on me. So before she even gets past my arm's distance, I tell her, you need to move, okay? You really need to move. So the tough guy that's with her, the Hispanic woman that wants to be a white woman who feels like it's her place to try to challenge the black woman. She could try to challenge this one, she's going to get fucked up. But okay, so she yells out, oh, she just said, you need to move. I said, yeah, bitch, that's what I said. And that's what I meant. And since I was not talking to you, you need to mind your motherfucking business. None of you motherfuckers got the right to take up the whole fucking sidewalk and try to initiate a fucking problem. If you want one, motherfuckers, I'm standing right here and I ain't gonna run. So then it's like, then they mumble amongst each other and then they continue walking down the block, right? And this is the shit I'm talking about that happens in New York City every day. That's passive aggressive racial bullshit. Now everybody knows with common sense, because there are tons of other people that walk down the street who see me every day. People that live on the block, I have to go down to get to where I'm going, see me every day. Nobody does the shit these people do, these white women do, because they feel like they can do whatever the fuck they want and like everybody's supposed to just accept their bullshit. Nobody's accepting nothing from you. You will get fucked up when you fuck with the wrong people, period. So I'm saying to myself, I'm watching this story and I'm thinking she probably did the same shit to that black woman with those, I think it was a group of 6 bitches, thought they was gonna punk me. Look, I ain't fucking, you better think again. And that's another thing, black women, y'all need to understand about those people. They actually believe, because it has been taught to them, even though this is not a fact, they actually think they're more powerful when there's a group of them versus one person. One person against 6 weak bitches. Anyway. So, listen. They have issues. And when y'all are out here in these streets, I'm telling you, you need to start getting your fighting skills up. You need to start going to these dojos. You need to start learning these martial arts skills. Learning to do real self-defense, whatever you want to take up. And you need to learn close combat, because these people are pussies. And because sometimes when you're a small black woman, they're also under the impression that because women are small, you're not powerful, you're not strong, because in their white minds, they think that you got to be some big, fat, burly motherfucker who looks like they're strong for people to be strong. There's a big difference between muscle and fat. And for a person to have muscle, they don't have to be no person that's all ripped and could hardly walk and move their arms and shit like that. No. A person just has to be strong in their body frame. They don't have to be bigger than yours. Okay? So it is just like really retarded how they do. And all it goes back to is, honestly, black women, yo, you gotta stay vigilant in this society with all these fucking people, including black males. All these people are overly fucking sensitive and interested in getting unnecessary, unsolicited attention from black women, whether it's negative or positive. They don't like the fact that we're not like everybody else, trying to want to be white, always want to be involved in what whites are doing. We don't give a fuck. We move to our own vibe. We have our own identity. We love our skin. We love who we are. We don't want to assimilate into whiteness because we know who we are is better. So you have these issues with all these people out here. And that's basically all it is. Like, that's the whole reason why, to go further into how that type of mentality extends into intangible shit. Like, I saw a video just yesterday about how Asian people in China and South Korea actually boycotted The Little Mermaid because she was black and not white. And then they went on to make all of these irrational fucking excuses about why the movie... How fucking stupid can you be as grown people? Orientals are fucking dumb. You are actually getting upset because a fucking cartoon, something that is not real, is not white. And because you're so used to being whitewashed and brainwashed that white is better than you, because it damn sure ain't better than me, you think that the whole world's supposed to fucking revolve around that belief in that bullshit. It doesn't. So they boycotted the film and had a problem with the way Hallie looked, or whatever her name is, whichever girl it is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. One of them twin sisters. They had a problem with how she looked, and they had the nerve to say that she was scary as Medusa. That was very insulting. Not because they was calling her Medusa, because clearly they don't even know the fucking real story of Medusa. Because Medusa was not no woman that had snakes in her head and fucking turned people into stone. That's bullshit that came out of Roman mythology and Greek mythology. In African history, Medusa was actually a fucking princess whose father was a king. And it is an incredible, beautiful story that comes behind the story of Medusa. So anyway, they're stupid. And nothing could be scarier than them when they put on that fucking costume and ridiculous looking faces and eyes trying to look like real anime characters. It's nothing scarier than a real human being trying to look like a fucking anime character. So it's just the stupidity of people and their need to harass black people when black people are not messing with them and not even thinking about them. The fact that you are not concerned with the existence of these other people, they just can't take it that they are not renting space in your head the way we rent space in theirs. It is so ignorant. So when you see a lot of these news reports of violence coming out of New York City, especially, keep in mind, a lot of it is bullshit, taken out of proportion, and this is an election year. So all these Republicans that have their ops on YouTube and etc., trying to convince black people who are poor to think that voting for Republicans is going to be in their best interest when it's not. You're talking about the very same people who want to erase black history, who put together a secret court so that they could rule over crimes concerning black people only and no one else. You're talking about people who have stood up for voter suppression and not wanting to give resources to housing so that they can evict more of you, convict you as well, and also prevent you from having diversity, inclusion in hiring, diversity in education, everything in life. They want to take away everything that can give you an equal playing hand or opportunity. These are the people they represent. So you got to keep all that type of shit in mind, because they do things statistically and intentionally for you to sit down and go, okay, so it's all black women and all black men that make America bad. All white people are just perfect. They're angelic and they never do any wrong. So are all the other races of people. It's just these one group of people that are always causing problems for America. That's the image, and that is the understanding and the takeaway that white Americans want you to have of America, when nothing could be further up from the truth. When you think about colonization, no matter where you come from in this world, if you can't understand that colonization, which white people represent, brings death, devastation, and destruction to everywhere it exists, you have to be the biggest stupid person in the world to think that black people are the problem in America. When you look at the problem in America every day with their white faces, causing inflation, causing all types of issues with the rest of the world, causing problems with the economy, just everything ridiculous. Because the fact of the matter is, they do not want other people in the world to live comfortably. As a matter of fact, they might not even want you to exist. They feel like everything in this world should be about them and for them. And if you don't understand that, you got problems, and you need to start looking at shit deeper than just the surface level of what they want to explain to you or show you, like they did in this bullshit coverage of a basic dispute on the corner in the street where somebody got assaulted. Do you know how many times that happens in New York City in one day? They might as well have interviewed me against all those 6 women because they assaulted me. You're trying to stop me from walking down the street because you think you can, and then when you show that you can't, then you get upset because you weren't able to intimidate me. So where's my interview with the news to talk about how I was assaulted by those people, harassed, etc., whatever you want to fucking call it? They, people tend to forget your rights end at the tip of somebody else's nose. So you can't just keep imposing your rights and your will on someone else and not have them react to it. And that's basically what that story was about. Because you got to remember, y'all, and even though you might think what I'm saying is petty, is stupid, it doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't go along with the story, but it does. It's summertime, okay? You're already talking about a group or groups of women who are overly sensitive and overly jealous and envious of black women's beauty and their bodies. And it's summertime now. So you got bodies out. You got people looking good because it's warm. They don't got to cover up and bundle up. And it doesn't have anything to do with how that one particular woman looked or even how I was looking earlier. It could have been a woman around the corner, down the block we didn't even know existed or came by that got this bitch upset. So now the very next black woman she sees, she has to take her passive-aggressive, violent nature out on. And that's how they get down here. So don't ever forget that when y'all are covering your crime stories from New York City. Make sure you always throw in that racial element because it's always there. Believe it. It's always there. If I had a camera that could follow me around all day, you wouldn't be surprised if you're a black woman. But to watch the amount of subtle and overt passive-aggressive, racially motivated incidents you would lose count after a while. Because people just can't let black women live and leave us the fuck alone. They always got to have something to say, look some type of way, try to create a situation, have unnecessary contact and engagement when, just live your fucking life and get the fuck away from me. I don't want shit to do with you. It's really not that hard to accept. Bye, black women.